Right guys, welcome back to part number 8 of the Toyota Gazoo My Team career mode. Different bit, we're not going straight into anything. We are going to be doing what I'm doing off camera and actually showing you guys this time. So as you can see, we have 6 upgrades in development at the moment, and we can still do more. What I'm thinking of doing, we've obviously got these upgrades coming in. We'll be doing another chassis upgrade, which will be the engine cover upgrade on the chassis. At the moment, we are going to do an aero upgrade, I do believe, if we can. No, we can't. We can't even do aero. Can we do one of these? Yes, we can. We are going to do an ECU upgrade when we can. Durability-wise, obviously, we are doing a bit of a gearbox improvement at the moment, so we can't really do any R&D. In other news, we have decided that with our actual driver, we got a special British Grand Prix helmet. I really do like it. Obviously the white, the red, and it does have the splash of blue in there. That's going to be shown on the track. Facilities wise, we're doing pretty well. 1.48 million in the bank right now. Let's have a look what activities we do have. Having a quick look through here. What would be beneficial for the team? Durability up, and we got a bit of resource point generation coming in. Some weight training for Guan Yu Zhou would actually help quite a lot. Obviously, PR filming is going to help the team, and the cash going to lower everywhere. Power department focus, we could go with. Let's go with a sponsor event fundraiser and durability team focus. So we're going to focus on durability quite a bit in this episode. But if you guys could go down below this video and hit subscribe, we're currently on the road to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. And it turns out 30% of you guys who are watching my videos are subscribed. So that means another 70% of you are not subscribed. Go down there, click that subscribe button so we can hit that goal and hopefully turn that stat around to be the other way around. So we have 70% of you subscribed rather than 30%. As well as that, hit that like button as it does get me into the algorithm and onto people's recommended. Additionally, I do stream on Twitch, so if you guys do want to go and watch me on Twitch, I will leave links down below as well. On the road to 1k by the end of the year, currently on around about, I think, 890 followers. Doing very well. Yeah, let's advance time here.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next
There we
race.
are. So we have one upgrade which is coming, but we do have a personal department event.
Now this is an interesting one.
Joe has been a tremendous amount of work recently. We worry if this may lead to burnout. Just sent him on a spa day to have an event. Let's accept that.
I know these
Give
kind
him
of
a bit of
decisions can be
focus.
challenging.
Give him a bit of focus.
But I think you made the right call.
That's not going to be too bad then. Current events in time. We can go into the upgrades now. So we look at the, obviously chassis is doing really well at the moment. The chassis is probably one of the best on the grid. The monocoque structure has been done. That means we can do the engine cover, which will be here by the Belgian Grand Prix. Our chassis is improving an absolute great deal. Look at this as well. We will get the roll dampers done as well. We will be starting on that part of the chassis also. Right, let's carry on with down here. Durability equipment upgrade. Durability has upgraded. Guan Yu Zhou's weight training. Sponsor event fundraiser. Everything is working well. Do we have everything done well? Yes, we do.
We've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
That is actually very good. Obviously, durability is on a high morale right now. New powertrain upgrades have been done. We have 400. So we might do that ECU upgrade when we get a chance. Obviously, these coming in as well. We can get a new chassis part done. We have another aero part coming in. So at the moment, once we've done all this, we will upgrade our aero department. But at the moment, it turns out that we're actually going to be going up to sort of where McLaren's level is when all these upgrades have been done. Right, other thing we are going to do, we are going to be taking a new engine, so obviously we'll get a penalty for that. Everywhere else on the car looks okay wear-wise. The gearbox as well, looking very good. So, let's head into practice 1 here at Britain, which is round 8, and our home Grand Prix. Here we are in the driver briefing room, I like to call it. So obviously we are pending that engine part. We look at the tyres that we are going to be using. C3, C2 and C1, so the hardest tyre compounds. At the moment, season results aren't too bad for us. 10th, 16th, 18th DNF, 12th, 15th, 8th. Which means our average finishing position, if I get the driver updates here, is 14th, and average qualifying is 18th. So it isn't actually too bad right now. Messages, what are we saying here? 3 upgrades on the car. And we have got a wet qualifying session. And then a dry race, it looks like. So that wet qualifying, I don't think it would be an idea to compromise the setup. would not be a smart idea. Here we are looking at the R&D progress history. Look at that jump that we have had compared to Alfa Romeo. Absolute brilliant jump, and these upgrades are just going to keep flowing in. Let's see how good these upgrades have done when we compare them to the rest of the grid in the first practice session. I don't normally show you guys anything in practice, but that helmet that we do have on, I really do like. It is a nice helmet. Why is the colorblind mode on for my racing line? That does not look nice. Like I said, the helmet looks really nice. I don't like the amount of motion blur we've got, but it's a nice helmet. So there is the practice results. We can see P14, not actually too bad. If you look at the pace that we compared to Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, not too far off the pace. It looks very good. Looking around as well, not too far off the pace of Lance Stroll. Guan Yu down in P18, not too bad. 0.4 off of us. We're a second quicker than Nikita Mazepin, and we're over 2 seconds quicker than Nicholas Latifi. So let's head into the quick practice sessions for the British Grand Prix.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. How did it feel to be racing on home turf?
Fantastic, this track has the best fans.
It looks like you've invested heavily in the development of new parts.
The chassis really benefited. The team's
How
worked
do you
hard.
feel about this team's performance this season?
Williams, the drivers have been working wonders with what they got.
Appreciate your time.
Alright, Claire. So here we are for the quick practice sessions. It is going to be a wet qualifying, that's what I am seeing right now. Right, so one thing I want to do is get these track acclimatization ones out the way. Obviously 70% of success rate. More than likely going to be getting that all the time. I have just jinxed myself right there. We don't get it that time. There we are. Nice. That is the track acclimatization done. Qualifying pace program, I apologise. We're just going to get as much as this done. Obviously, you guys can skip to the race or the qualifying if you want. But this is probably one of the most boring parts of the actual session. Oh, we can't even succeed that. That's going to be the end of that session. Let's focus on race strategy in the next one. Here we are for, obviously, the quick practice for practice 3. Race strategy. Let's get these R&D points. Let's get these R&D points into... Let's give it a go. Let's see if this one will work. If we can get both, it'll be amazing. Oh, fancy. See if we can get this one done as well. 50% success. Failed it. Try it again. See if it'll work. Will it work? Nope. Don't have enough time to do that. Go here with a 70% success rate. We get it that time. So at the end of the session, we have done in total 12 of our 15 boosts. I'll take that. Here we go. We can see that Guan Yu's actually bought in 100 R&D points. Pretty good. 1,357 R&D points total. Obviously, we get the development boosts. Team Acclaim level 9 now. Pretty decent. Here we are. We are going to be heading into qualifying. As we know, it's going to be wet. It's going to be a wet qualifying. I don't know how our car is going to handle in the wet. Looking at R&D yet again. We need to upgrade our aero department. The chassis upgrades are doing brilliantly right now. We don't have any powertrain upgrades going on. So let's get... We have 1.3 to play with. Just thinking here. ECU and pistons could be done. How much of a boost? Let's go with the ECU upgrade. Let's go with the pistons upgrade. So the piston's going to come in just after Hungary. That's going to come in just before Belgium. Look at the powertrain that we've got. We've got the best powertrain on the grid. Chassis-wise, we've got the second worst. Aero-wise, we have got near the bottom. So that's crazy to see. We have the best powertrain on the whole grid. Level with Mercedes. Wow. Yeah, let's head into qualifying for the British Grand Prix and hopefully start winning our rivalry. As this is the last race we've got with our rivalry, so this one becomes crucial. Now time for the British Grand Prix qualifying. There we are with our special helmet, and we already have a cooling system fault. Yeah, it's going to be rain all the way through.
Someone's noticed a leak in one of the coolant lines, so we're patching that up as we speak.
At the moment, it
Hold
is
tight for now
intermediate
until
times.
we've
It might be
checked everything
best to
over.
go out for the lap now. We will wait for this, obviously, cooling system to be repaired, and then we will head out on track. There we go. Cooling system has been repaired. Has anyone set laps right now? I think people are out on track. Yeah, Lando's out on track. It's Guan Yu out. There's Giovinazzi. Look how slow they've got to be on these laps. Guan Yu's on an out lap right now. Track looks awful. And last time I checked, I thought Guan Yu has number 38 on the car, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. So we have 37. Guan Yu has 38. How much slower are the wet tyres now? The wet tyres don't look like an option. Let's head out onto track. Let's just make sure I got my setup on the car. We do. We do have the setup. The setup I'm running 6.8, 70, 55. Bog standard suspension geometry. It's the same for every track pretty much. 3.5, 2.6, 2.8, 100, 56. And your standard pressure of 23 and 23.5. Alright, to get on track. Oh, it's a wet one. What's happened here? MGU H and the TC are a little bit worn. Oh, the track feels a little slidey. Feels a little slidey. That's Guan Yu Zhou on his lap now. Oh, this does not feel nice. Okay, so just on this out lap alone, the car doesn't feel too bad. Obviously, it's going to be a bit slower in the slow speed sections, but the car actually doesn't feel too bad. Let's see what sort of lap we can set. As we come here into the final part of the lap, down second, we've had a bit of a slide there. Third, for the rotation. There we go. Flat out, across the line. 8 tenths off of Giovinazzi, just behind our teammate. Oh my god, big slide, big slide. We're going to let Ricardo through. We're ahead of the Williams. I don't think we're going to really better that. Oh my word, it's awful conditions. So at the moment, no drivers
Intermediate
are on
tyres
track.
are your best bet in the current conditions.
It is getting wetter. Looks like it's actually drying up a little bit. Let's go out with about 3 minutes to go. And we will go for a final run in this qualifying session. Yeah, Latifi out on track. Rain does look like it is lightening up a bit. Get on track and see what we can do. So currently down in P19. Guan Yu Zhou currently has the lap that we need to do. I'd say we're out half a second off of Guan Yu as we spin the tyres up and out the pits there. If we can use the radio, I'll ask and see where our teammate is.
They're in 17th. Their best lap time is a 1 minute 36.9.
So we're only 0.3 off the pace of Zhou. As you can see, everyone else is coming out now onto the track. So everyone's coming out. P18 at the moment. Pretty decent. Obviously we need to try our best to get into the next part of qualifying, where the track will be a bit dry. As you can see, Latifi's just set a quicker lap. So the track is drying out right now. That's one thing we do know. See what we can do. Get on the brakes. See what we can do in a damp and wet British Grand Prix qualifying. Have a little bit of a slide through there. Again. Keep going. All we need to do is just try and set a better lap than what we did. Not the best first corner, is it? Just keep calm. That's what we gotta do. On the power. Nah, I'm backing out of that. We're not going to better that lap. Ah, that's annoying for us, lads. That's annoying. Everyone else is going to bet. We're probably going to start back in the grid. But we do have that new engine in our car. Hopefully we can put that good engine to use. So here's the qualifying results. As we can see, it's pretty bug standard. Sergio Perez in 14th. Raikkonen improved to 15th. We are back of the grid, like I said, behind Nicholas Latifi. Couldn't improve on that second lap. Yeah, let's head into the British Grand Prix and see how we get on in our home Grand Prix.
Welcome along then to Great Britain and the Great Silverstone Circuit for today's Grand Prix. With good opportunities to overtake at the end of the Wellington and Hangar Straights, there's a lot of potential for close action around the 3.6 miles of the Silverstone circuit. With 18 corners and average lap speeds of around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the longest and quickest circuits on the calendar. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn one. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, with Daniel Ricciardo slotting in alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Vettel, Charles Leclerc and Perez, Gasly, Stroll, Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon, Tsunoda, Bottas, Kimi Raikkonen and Verstappen, Mick Schumacher, Giovinazzi, Carlos Sainz and Guan Yu Zhou, Mazepin, Russell, Latifi and the Professor. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Okay, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Don't take unnecessary risks.
Cheers, Jeff. Thank you very, very much. We're going to go a medium soft strategy. I did this in WRL in a social race. Worked out very, very well. I came in around about lap 18, lap 19. Obviously, you don't lose too much time. We're going to go lap 20, stay on the lead a bit. We do have a good powertrain in this car. Still quicker than the soft, hard strategy. One thing I'm noticing, Bottas and Verstappen both not making it out of Q2, which is very interesting to see. Home Grand Prix, let's have a look at what we can do. Just had a quick check on tyres. We are the only car on mediums. Yeah, I feel confident in my abilities around Silverstone. Obviously, we know home Grand Prix. Try and put on a show. Hopefully, we can get into the points. Would be absolutely brilliant if we can get into the points. One thing, obviously, we have the home Grand Prix for us personally, which is the British Grand Prix. The Japanese Grand Prix will also be the team's home race as well as the engine supplier's home race, so it should be very, very interesting. We also have another home race in the team with Guan Yu Zhou for the Chinese Grand Prix. Oh, I can't get my words right today, I can't. Here we are, down to 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. We get a good pull off there. Nicholas Latifi left in our dust. We've gotten out the way of everyone there. We're going to try and stick around the outside. George Russell comes back at us. We're going to use a bit more ERS as we're going to send it down the inside of multiple drivers. As we get past Giovinazzi, Schumacher, everyone who is in front of us. Look at Mick there. What are you doing? As we have contact, banging wheels there with Mick Schumacher. We have jumped Carlos Sainz as well. As we are up here, obviously we have a good powertrain, but if we have a good powertrain and not a good aero and chassis, we won't be able to use that powertrain to full effect. As we see there, the car not wanting to stop as Giovinazzi's coming back at us now. We're holding it up the inside. Giovinazzi's going to try around our outside. We're going to shut the door on Antonio Giovinazzi. Up next is Mick Schumacher. As we're coming around here, down the old pit straight into Cops. We know what happened here in real life. Nothing like looks like that's going to be happening in this race, but the AI is so quick through there. Through Cops, they are so quick, and they're so quick through Maggots and Beckett's as well. Through these medium high speed corners, the AI is so quick on this game. through those. At least we keep Giovinazzi behind us this lap. And hopefully this powertrain can help us and pull us along towards potential points in this Grand Prix. As we come through, I've forgotten the name of this corner here. As Kimi Räikkönen's had enough. Oh, Kimi Räikkönen and Mick Schumacher have had to come in together. As you can see here, Kimi going around the corner, I can't remember the name. He's had a bit of contact with Yuki Tsunoda and he's taken Mick Schumacher. Both of them have got damage. I think Kimi's just about avoided damage. Mick Schumacher most definitely has damage. As we go on board here with Kimi Räikkönen, we can see that he tries at the inside of Tsunoda. There's a little tap. He's lost the car. He's hit Mick Schumacher. And unfortunately, that's Mick Schumacher's race probably over as he does have damage. I don't think Kimi does have damage though. Yeah, as we carry on with our race here. Up into P14, up 8 places from the start of the race. Mick Schumacher and Kimi Räikkönen having their incident.
On track,
I don't think Mick has been able to come into the pits as he has passed the pit lane. Look at this from Antonio Giovinazzi, who's going to try it up our inside. We keep it going here. We're going to go send it back up the inside of Giovinazzi. Make sure he still has room on the outside. Using ERS there. He managed to keep the position. I think it's just going to be a constant battle between me and Giovinazzi throughout this whole race. As we can hopefully try and close in to these guys. But our race is long. Don't really have to do too much battling. So we've had a tap there from Giovinazzi. What on earth happened there? Here we are on board with Giovinazzi. He's sort of gone a bit too wide and still collects us. Luckily, none of us have damage. And here we are. We're only 1.5 laps in, and already there's been 2 incidents for both Alfa Romeos. Our race is long, though. We are on the medium tyres, so let's try not to get bogged down. Let's try and save what we can of this race. So our rear tyres are currently on fire. Oh, Antonio, what is up with you, man? As you can see there, Antonio Giovinazzi comes into the pit. So Giovinazzi did get damage from that incident. Oh, Antonio.
Right, we have a very worn-out MG UK. Our battery charge speed is suffering, and if it gets much worse, we could be forced to retire.
That isn't a good thing to hear. That's not good to hear. Obviously, we don't want to have a retirement in our home Grand Prix. So let's just try and bring this car home. That's all we got to do. Lap 3 of 26, and I'm already suggesting just to bring the car home. Oh, what a disastrous home Grand Prix this has been. There's yellow flags on the track right now. I wonder what that's for. Looks like a retirement. Does look like a retirement. And it is for Fernando Alonso. His car just gives way. Lets off a massive plume of smoke, probably dropping a lot of oil on the track. That is Fernando Alonso out of this race. He's gone on board with Verstappen. Look at the smoke that just absolutely plummeted out the car. Then we look at Tsunoda. Alonso's trying to get out of the way, but look at that smoke, man. No warning or anything, just boom, up into smoke. Unfortunate there for Fernando. Yeah, that will be a free position for us. Maybe even a safety car, which would save our race. Safety car would save our race now, game. No, doesn't look like a safety car will be coming out. Yeah, P19 now. P19. I don't know when these front runners are pitting in, but it's got to be soon, surely. We are closing in on Nicholas Latifi in front, which is good to see. Good to see that we can sort of get something back from this race, but we've got to beat Räikkönen, who currently has Russell and Schumacher ahead of him. No, it'll be Mazepin. So hopefully we can get past Räikkönen and finish ahead of him.
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap.
So these soft tyre runners now, their tyres have got to be stopped to be coming to the end of their stint, surely. Have a nice line through there. We're closing out about a second to Nicholas Latifi this lap.
Latifi ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 2.3 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 8 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:30.9. You're closing in by around 1.4 seconds a lap.
That's very good that we're closing in on. Obviously, we are about halfway through our stint now. Good to see that tyres are only at 26% wear. We're going to run around about 50, 60% at the end of the stint. If we can get past Nicholas Latifi this lap, on lap 10, as we go a bit wider.
We're trailing our teammate by
It's the best lap we've had so far.
12.8 seconds.
For the first time all race long, we have DRS. 10 laps we've waited. Just not going to get anything done this lap. But look at the powertrain advantage that we have on Latifi. It was about 0.8 at the start of the straight, 0.2 at the end of it. As we're going to try and size up and move here as people are pitting now. As we size up and move down the inside of Nicholas Latifi. What a move. We have some in the midfield runners coming in as well. Guan Yu Zhou's in the pits as well. Time for us to stretch these tyres
Gap to the car in
and
front
do
is
what we can.
2.5 seconds.
Obviously, we're going to be a lot quicker at the end of the race. We come out ahead of Leclerc, just behind Perez and Ricciardo. I'm not going to battle with Charles. Charles trying to take me, he can't take me. Save the ERS a little bit. Get out of the way. Yellow flags ahead. That's Guan Yu Zhou. The Guan Yu Zhou didn't come into the pits. I thought he did. It was Leclerc. Just had a bit of a spin, it looks like. Unlucky there, Zhou.
Be careful. We think you're going to start losing some time.
We got Max Verstappen trying around the outside of Cops again. Does he back out? No, he doesn't. Max Verstappen almost has another incident similar to what we had in the 2021 British Grand Prix in real life. Oh my word. Oh my word. What just happened there? Didn't back out one bit. And here comes Pierre Gasly and Max Verstappen. We're going to go 3 wide up the straight. Oh my god, I've been boxed in. I have been boxed in. There's not much I can do. Obviously, we're not really meant to be fighting these guys. We're going to send a lunge on Max Verstappen and almost taking Pierre Gasly. Very poor judgment call from me there. Somehow managed to not crash into either of them. We did have a little collision with Verstappen there. We see Lance Stroll now coming out.
Top 10.
Pushing me against the wall. We're going to hold it around the outside. And we've got contact. That's damage to our car, I believe. No, it's Lance Stroll's car.
Clear.
Stroll shouldn't have tried it on the inside. Probably should have given a little bit more room there. Yeah, Lance Stroll has damage. I apologise, Lance. Sorry. You're under threat from Carlos Sainz. Obviously, don't want to impede my race. Still want to battle. Let Carlos go on the outside of us. We're going to have more of the line. We're going to defend it. Carlos still stays on our outside, then we're going to leave him the room. We're going to try and hold it around the outside here. Leave Carlos the space as he drives into the side of us. We have a bit of a moment there. Still leaving all the space we can. Carlos Sainz stays behind us for now. Don't try into the first corner like Stroll did, please. He doesn't. Luckily we hold on to that. He's going to try it into this part. We stamp on the brakes. Holding Sainz behind us, which is good to see that our car can compete with these front runners for a short period of time. Maybe not in the long run. Obviously, Sainz is going to definitely try us down here into Brooklands. He does here.
Gap to car in front is.
He's going to stick his nose in. Luckily, he
seconds.
backs out at the correct time. Still going round here, holding it as much as we can. And obviously, because how the AI is, he's going to get us straight after Cops. And I guarantee, speed that he gets through Cops, he'll get us on the exit. Here we go. We come through here. We're going to flick it down. We're going to try and go as fast as we can through that. Look at the speed the AI have! As he tries around the outside of us through Magnus and Beckett's. Thinks better of it, backs out of it. Doesn't matter though that he's backed out of it because the AI is so quick through Magnus and Beckett's on this game. Our call science is going to come back at us again. Look at this, we've had a whole lap of battling with the Ferrari. Carlos is going to try it up our inside this time. We're going to hold it around the outside. We're going to give, Carlos is going to give us the same treatment that we gave him a lap prior. We're going to have to go up the inside this time. We're going to give Carlos all the room we can. As we still go side by side here, what a battle we are having here. It's Carlos on the inside, we're on the outside, we hold the position again. What battling this is with the Ferrari. Obviously Carlos is going to come back at us again on this straight. We are going to use some ERS. We're going to use ERS just for this straight as we get on the brakes. For the second part of this nice little section, we're going to do the Lewis Hamilton technique and take as much curbing as we can on the inside. Didn't really do it too well. Here we are, Carlos Sainz come back at us again into Cops. He's not going to try it on us here, but he will try it on the exit as we know. Using as much curbing as we can. ERS activated. Carlos Sainz is going to try it again on our outside. Into Maggots and Beckett. Does he think better of it? Yes, he does. Carlos Sainz backs out yet again. Here we are. Carlos Sainz is quite far back. He's obviously going to try it again. We're going to show him the outside line as he goes up our outside again. Going to push him a little bit wide this time. But we are keeping pace with the Ferrari, which is good to see, especially that we are on worn tyres. Imagine if we were on fresh tyres, how much quicker would we be than the Ferrari? Here we are.
We're approaching the pit window.
Into
You'll
the
be on
first
softs.
corner here. Carlos Sainz is on our outside. As we push him a bit wide there. We do all that we can to hold on to this position. This P10, obviously not really losing too much time to Kimi Räikkönen, I don't believe. Let's check on the rival status. Last time I checked, we did only be losing, because the radio isn't working. Radio's not working. Carlos Sainz coming back on us here. Around our outside, we're going to
Come on. You can
dart
bring
it
that
back
place
up the inside as we tap. We tap wheels. We're neck and neck. We are going to have to flick it back here. Using as much ERS as we can as the radio starts working again.
They're in
Rival
14th.
status.
The gap is
This is very similar to what happened in the actual British Grand Prix. As we try up the inside, we push him wide. Esteban Ocon is now going to battle with Sainz. And we're showing Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen that overtakes can be done at Cops cleanly. And here we are, Esteban Ocon's coming out. We're going to use a bit of DRS here. He's got DRS, we're using ERS. As he's trying to round our outside just like Carlos Sainz has tried to. We're going to have to go down to 5th gear. But yeah, we are holding these guys off, which is absolutely brilliant to see. I'm going to have to check the gap to Räikkönen, and last time I checked it was around about 14.2 seconds. Hopefully this battling we're having isn't affecting us too much.
Track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful. The
Jeff,
gap to the
let me
car
talk.
ahead is 12.2
Please,
seconds.
Jeff, let me
We're
talk.
leading our teammate by
Jeff!
29.6 seconds.
Fucking hell, let me talk, man.
They're in 14th. The difference is 10.6.
So we have lost a bit
seconds.
of time,
The
to be
last
fair.
lap was a
Here comes Esteban
1:28.8.
Ocon on us now. We're going to show Esteban Ocon the outside line. As we do keep it there. Push him a bit wide. Sainz has followed us through. Nice tactics there from Carlos. Put a bit of power down. We're going to come in next lap, I do believe. Tyres are starting to feel a bit dead now. Box next lap, Jeff. Let's get onto those fresh set tyres. We see Sainz again. We're going to let Sainz have the outside line. As we know, with the AIs, we have a tap there. Carlos Sainz does tap our rear. Because now the game is even suggesting to use 5th gear there. Here we are down the straight. We don't have any ERS. So hopefully we're not too under threat right now. We have to use a little bit of the ERS to keep Carlos Sainz on our outside. To flick it down here, we're going to put it off a little bit there. We're going to come in at the end of this lap. We survived 20 laps on these tyres. Hopefully we can do another 6 on those softs to finish the race and finish above our rival. Here we are. Box this lap, Jeff. Box this lap. As you can see again, Carlos Sainz is a bit closer on us this lap. We're going to give Carlos the inside this time. We're going to defend around the outside as we have come together again. Me and Carlos tapping wheels like there's no tomorrow. It does mean that we can hold the line here. Cut Carlos's line off a little bit there. But as we're coming into Cops here, it's going to be a Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton here. We do leave a bit of space, so we back off the accelerator a little bit. Look at this, Sainz is coming at us again. He's going to have the outside line into Maggots and Beckett's for like the 4th time this race. He doesn't back out of it this time. Will Carlos hold it? He's trying down the inside of us and Maggots and Beckett's. Yuki Tsunoda and Ocon battling as well. And we've had a moment, and we're out. We are out of the British Grand Prix. Oh my word. Oh my word. As you can see here with the battling, look at this with Yuki Tsunoda, Ocon and Sainz. Sainz always kept his foot planted. Tyres are a little bit too worn. Gone a little bit wide. We've lost the back end and we are out of our home Grand Prix.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. And talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
So as we can see, Lewis Hamilton does win the Grand Prix, meaning that point gap at the top is now down to 10 points. McLaren having a good showing. P3, P4 continuing their good form. Red Bull, P7 and P8, not the best Grand Prix for them. Ferrari also not having the best Grand Prix, P6 and P10. Aston Martin managing to get into the points. P5 was Sebastian Vettel. Guan Yu, P17 up from P18. It's unlucky for us to crash out. Obviously, no race highlights as we did crash out. But that's racing. That is racing.
Things didn't really go your way today. Let's have your take. How are the fans at your home Grand Prix treating you?
Obviously, they're great. It's uplifting to see so many people come out.
Why do you think you weren't as quick as your teammate today?
Made a few mistakes. They were more consistent.
Appreciate your time.
It's alright, Claire. Obviously, that means we do lose our rivalry with Kimi Räikkönen. Our acclaim is now up to level 6. Our team is halfway up, or a third of the way up through level 9. Still don't get any bonus on our sponsor. We need to outqualify Kimi at least once this season. Well, let's just have a final check here. The durability department is low as our gearbox has failed for the improvement. Let's carry on development of that. Can't really do any more R&D upgrades. Quickly checking here. Engine parts, obviously, we're going to have a new engine for the next Grand Prix. Our energy store is only 20%, that's fine. I'm going to revert back, I believe, to the old energy store. This is the control electronics, 44%, that is fine. We're getting closing in on a third sponsor. Currently look at the contracts at the moment. Guan Yu Zhou, obviously, worth 1.5 million, 67 rating. Still looking at the driver market at the moment. Currently sitting on 2.6 million, meaning we could potentially get Yuki Tsunoda, and he would be a great addition into the actual racing team. 99 Racecraft, what we want. I think that we will sign Yuki Tsunoda as our teammate. Guan Yu Zhou is an absolute brilliant, but I think we need someone who is, you know, Japanese and representing the team. Might go for Nobuharu Matsushita. Bringing in another rookie who is 6-7 rated, same as Zhou pretty much, just a little bit less of a base rating. Probably go with Yuki Tsunoda, but obviously there we are, season results, trophies. You could say that we have done nearly half of the season already. Seeing that we have DNF'd in 2 races, there's Raikkonen, who has obviously won at this rivalry. 1 more race to go, so I was mistaken with that. Unfortunate to see us DNF. Yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next episode, which will be the Hungarian Grand Prix. Peace out.